Good morning. I got to take a run down to the basement and make sure my lettuce is wet and not dried out. So let's take a look real quick. I'm going to put some water here. Oops, better go get some more water. I'll be right back. There. Let's soak up that water. Ooh, that's a lot of water. Let me see here. It's already sucked up some of that water. I'm going to put a little bit of that. This and that. Because these are pretty heavy. They're good. Oh, they're getting heavy too. So I'm just going to put this back in the thing because they're really not that dry. Really not that dry. They're doing just fine. This is the last day of our excessive heat. Thank goodness. I'm so tired of sitting inside. Yesterday, I was so bored. While we're down here, let's take a quick look at what my husband's done. Oh, he got the doorknobs on the door. And the handle. This is the door for the furnace and water heater. Yeah. And they can got plenty of room to get in and out here. Lots of room. So yes, we're going to be bringing the futon down this weekend. We need a little help with it because it's very heavy. It's going to be a manly man job to get it downstairs. But it'll be a good addition to that room. All right, let's go out. We're going to go out and see what I got. Yesterday before I got cut off again. This morning isn't too bad. It's breezy, but I can tell it's already starting to get hot. I had a friend over for coffee this morning, so getting a little bit late start. I need to water. I have plenty of time to water the garden out here again because it's supposed to be 103 today. And then tomorrow and this weekend supposed to be much better, not so hot. But yesterday I was so bored. I was just like, I can't get out, but I got in my car that has air conditioning. I got in my car. I went and delivered some books, and then I went to Pendleton's. Pendleton's is one of my favorite nurseries, and I just looking around. I was going to get just fertilizer, the geocharge fertilizer, but I always have to go through their greenhouse and look at all the plants they have, and I ran across these. I've never seen these, and I thought, how cool is that? And on the tag it says they're hairy balls. But monarchs just love them because they are in the milkweed family. So they're annuals, but she told me, she says, but you can get the seed. You can get the seed off of it and plant it again next year. And then I got this little thing. I've seen it in there before. I just, didn't know if I wanted it or not, but I grabbed it. Hyacinth bean, Lab Purpureus. Oh, some of these names, I just tear them apart. It's vigorous, easy to grow. It's a vine and has fragrant rose purple pea-like flowers, ornamental purple. Seed pods add interest. Use as a screen on a fence or trellis. Blooms midsummer to frost. Okay, sorry about being so slow on that, but I think it comes back next year. I think it does. Anyway, it'll probably go to the farm with us when we go, but I don't know. I might leave it. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, I have 3 new plants because I had to get 2 hairy balls and hibiscus bean. Not hibiscus. Hyacinth bean. And I don't know if I should plant them today. I don't even know where I'm going to put them. But right now I'm going to go ahead and water. And we'll do that for a little bit. I did the beans and over here pretty good. I did some of the tomatoes. I'm about ready to go around here. So you can watch me for a little bit. In this heat, you really don't want to prune anything too hard. And you definitely, if you're into pruning your tomato plants, I just leave them because the leaves add protection for the tomatoes and the blooms. Look at this one. She's had trouble getting to the sun, so she has a lot of blooms up here on top. She says, I'm going to get to the sun one way or the other, so she grew taller, and I have some decent tomatoes, it looks like, on the sauce tomatoes, and I have a couple really good ones on the Atlas. And the Vivacious are still putting out tomatoes, so we'll have them for a while. The beans, I think, once it cools down this weekend, I think we're going to see a big change. I think they'll start growing again and put on a lot more beans. There's a lot of beans in there. When I picked them yesterday, there's a lot of little beans and a lot of blooms in here. So we'll probably have beans for a while. And then, of course, for the lettuce, I can't put it out. I'm not going to put it out for, I don't know, it may be another 4 weeks. I'll see what the temps are going to be like. We could always get another heat wave. So, well, I think that's good. I watered really well yesterday morning, but boy, it dries up fast. This heat just sucks it right out. What you got, Lucy? What you got? Mommy's gonna water, okay? These little zinnias. I wish I knew that these gazinias were small. That way I could have put them up front, but because they're hard to see and they don't bloom. Their blooms don't open up until the sun hits them. I don't know about my dahlias. This one is the only one that's doing well over here. We'll see what happens when it cools off just a bit. I know dahlias like the heat, but this excessive heat, I don't think they liked it too well. I know my big dinner plate dahlia over by the rock wall, she's got a little bit of burnt edges around her bloom. She's real pretty though, but I have a lot more buds that are starting to open up. So she's going to put on a big show, I think, here before long. Probably once one dies, the next one will come out and we'll always have blooms on it for a while. But I think they'll be pretty. I know they'll be pretty. Lantanas, they love lots of water. A lot of water. That's why they're just not blooming out like the ones in the container out front. I keep it really wet and they are just beautiful. These, they can't stay wet enough, I guess, because their blooms aren't very big. But I'm going to drench it pretty good today and see if she'll take off. I got a couple seeds from it. They're just little black balls on the top of their flower. When the flower dies back. What is that, a stamen, I think, or something? Anyway, I used to know all this stuff, and now I've forgotten. But anyway, they're just little black balls, and you gotta grab them while you can because they just fall right off. So I don't know. I don't know if they would reseed themselves or not. I'm going to try to do something with this nasturtium and try to cut it back or something. It's just very stemmy. But, you know, if it gives us leaves and flowers, I don't care. I really don't care. Because if I can't get some big stems out, make it look nicer. I think it's pretty happy here. It just needs a little bit of cooler weather. Like 80, maybe even 90, but this 100 and some degree is crazy. It's crazy. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh, that's so pretty. I hope I have some more. Once the heat gets over, I'll cut off the dead ones and let it flush back out. Yeah, I think I'll just leave everything for today. I'm not going to clip off anything. I clipped off the other day on my Buddleia butterfly bushes, and they grew out really fast. They grew some more blooms. So, but I'm just going to wait. It's just one more day of excessive heat, and then we can have some decent weather. It's still going to be like 90, but in the mornings and in the evening it's going to get down to in the 60s. So that's going to help so much. Plants are going to be so happy to have a break, because right now all week it's been hot all night long. It'd be a nice, you know, when I was younger, it'd be nice to go take a swim in the lake at midnight. Yes, that was fun. Swimming in the moonlight. How much fun is that? Okay, I don't think I'm going to plant these yet today. I think I'm going to leave them in the greenhouse for one more day, because they won't get rooted in, that's for sure, before it gets really hot today. So I'm just going to leave them in the greenhouse, and then tomorrow morning or even maybe later tonight. I don't know when that cool air is supposed to come in. We're supposed to get some rain with it on Sunday. So if I could get them in, wait, today's Friday. So if I could get them planted in tomorrow morning, then they'll get some rainwater when it rains on Sunday, if we get it, because sometimes it misses us. Every morning when I come out from my deck and I see this, it's so beautiful. You get up closer to it and you can see some of the dead ones, but when you stand back, it's so pretty. And how awesome that, because this was a mix of geraniums. I had no idea what colors were going to come on, but how cool that it's the same color as the bells that I put in there. And there's some red too, which is nice because you want to have a little bit of contrasting. So that's good. I can't believe how good this cherry bush is growing. Oh my goodness. It's going to be big by the time I get it in the ground. And of course my chocolate mint just keeps going and going and going. It'll take this whole space over. I need to pull weeds. It's just been so hot that it's like, don't want to do anything. You do a little something and it's just, you're just soaked. But, oh, and I seen some wheel bugs in the garden around my peppers and Brussels sprouts, and they are good. They are really good in the garden. They are very creepy looking in a way, but they do very well with aphids. They eat aphids, the white flies, some of the bad pests that we get on the Brussels sprouts and stuff. So far I haven't had any problems ever since I sprayed it early. It was getting eaten up by cabbage worms, and I sprayed it and I haven't had a problem since, and that's been like, goodness, probably almost 3 months ago now. Yeah. This is so pretty. And I always look for little black seeds, because they'll be on these after the blooms are spent. But you gotta get them right away because they'll fall off real easy. And I don't know if you could ever find them on the ground. But they may reseed themselves. I don't know. I don't know if this is a sterile plant or not. But I went ahead and I got a couple seeds. We'll see if they grow. We'll see if they grow. I'm hoping that I can get a few more seeds because I just got 2 right now. You know, I had 3, but I threw it away because I put it in my plant app and it said it was some kind of fungus, and I said, I don't know. So I looked up to see what lantana seeds look like, and they're little tiny black, just like, well, they're not real tiny. They're pretty substantial. You could see them very easily. They're not tiny like snapdragons or anything. They do have some mass to them. So, but once I seen what they were, I'm like, I just threw one away. But I did get 2. I have 2 seeds, so we'll see. I'm hoping to get some more. I'm hoping to get more seeds. Look at this volunteer petunia. It was just a little tiny. It was getting ate up. You can tell where it was getting ate up at. It was back behind my sideways bucket over there, and I just noticed a little purple bloom. So I dug it out, put it in a pot, and look at her. She's growing really pretty. And everything else is hanging in there. Hanging in there. This has got some real pretty blooms. I cut some of the spent ones off the other day, and it's spread right back out. I don't know if I showed you my dahlia. think we walked just right by it. My dinner plate dahlia, it's not as big as the first one, but she's pretty and she's a little bit burnt. She held on yesterday in that really bad heat. Yesterday was the worst. It was like, I don't know. I know the index was like 116, almost 120 in places, and it was just really, really hot. Ooh, there's a bee. But here's another one that's coming out. And I have 2 other pretty good sized buds here. This one's going to be a big one. And then this one is pretty much closed. So once this dies back, this will probably bloom out. And then when that dies back, this one will probably bloom out. So it'll continue. It'll continue. And I don't see, oh, I have a little bud here. We may have some little ones too. But it was so leaned over last night. I have my cage, my tomato cage from Garden Supply, and I'm like, maybe I'll just stick that in the ground in front of them, because it seems like I can't tie it. I've tied them up, I've used the sticks and all kinds of stuff, but I mean, their stems are massive. Their stems are big. So when they go over, it's like, you know, when they're leaning, you really got to get something that's going to stand them, or strong enough to hold them. Actually, I did cut back my gladiolus leaves. I got to come around and pick these up. I got them, and I'm thinking this fall I may move my hydrangea into here and put this astilbe somewhere else, because my husband says he's going to take this garden here back for grass. He's going to put grass in it. It'll be good because I've worked it and everything, so the grass should grow pretty good in here. It should be real pretty. So much for my garden, but I'm so excited. Once the kids that own the property gets the roof and windows fixed from the hail damage, we'll sit down and talk numbers. So, and they said they weren't talking to anyone else. We get first dibs because we contacted them first. So I'm so happy. It relieves me. They give us a chance to buy the place, and I'm kind of thinking we will probably work something out that we'll both be happy with. So that's exciting. Just depends on how much money we're going to get for our house. With the way things are right now, the interest rates are so high. But the thing of it is, you know, they may be high now, but when you buy a place, it may be high interest rate. But if the interest rates go down, then you know, you can take advantage of that. So it's not unlikely that we won't sell it. I don't think we'll have a problem selling it for what we really want out of it, because it is going to be all pretty much brand new. It will look like a brand new house when it's done. It doesn't look like that right now. I could kind of show you what the flooring's going to look like. This is 20 years old. My husband did this, and he's always been didn't like it because he says, I didn't do a good job. And I said, you did fine. You did fine. But this is this is what we have for the bedrooms and possibly the floor. I just love it. It's got kind of a, I don't know, a subtle look to it or something. I can't think of the word, but I just really like it. I really like this. And I told my husband, I said, I think this would be better. I said, gray is great for downstairs, and maybe some people like it upstairs, but I think it would be a bit much because the walls are going to be a light gray. All the trim, even around the windows and everything, will be white. The ceiling will be white, of course. A light gray on all the walls. And we may keep this feature wall the dark. I love that. I've always loved it because it just pops. But for the most part, it's going to only go down so far. And then down the stairs, it'll be white because it'll brighten up the stairway. I looked and looked for a picture to put up there. When we did that, I said, man, I gotta find something nice to put up there. And I looked at Hobby Lobby, I went to Michael's, I went to Marshall's, TJ Maxx, I went to all kinds of places. And of course, a lot of them want a ton of money for them too, but I would have paid it just to have something really nice to hang up there. And one day, I went into Family Dollar here in town. Went into Family Dollar, and there it was. I'm like, that is perfect. I'm like, oh my gosh. I didn't even have to put it up to the wall or anything to know. When I seen it in the store, I'm like, that's it. That's it. It was perfect. Before we started taking everything down, because we had to get wood and sheetrock and all this stuff downstairs, it has a new furnace, new air conditioning, central air. So I feel like we have been in a mess for 2 years, and we have. We've been in a mess for a couple years just getting this house done. There was so much to do. We, downstairs we had to put up walls and just everything. and new fixtures, new plug-ins, new, you name it, we had to do it. And so it made more space down there, made our house more square footage. The more square footage, the more it's worth. So, but anyway, this is the room I'm gonna be working on, but I have like, oh, it's a mess. I tried starting yesterday to fill boxes for the garage sale to take out to the shed. I got to one box and I tried to lift it, and I would be paying for it. So I'm like, okay, I can't do that. I tried cleaning the other day, cleaning the tile and stuff, and because I haven't been doing most of the things I do, because we're going to take it all out and put in new. So I didn't worry about too much, but it got to the point where, okay, I need to clean it. I need to clean. And you see me in my video, I did some of that, and that's as far as I got, and my arm was starting to hurt. So I need to get that dang shot and to get my arm feeling better, and because it's so weak now too. It's really weak. Okay, enough about that. Once I get that, I'll be good. Hopefully it works that way, because it did the last time I took it, and that was 2 or 3 years ago when I had that. And man, it helps so much. Have a wonderful day. If you're in the heat, please be careful. This is the last day, so hang in there. And I'll see you in the next video. You guys all take care. I appreciate you so much. Bye-bye.